All right, we'll go across to Munmun Bhattacharya. She's joining us live from Cannes. Munmun, now tell us what is lined up today and what all films are screening at the festival.
Good morning from here in Cannes. Abhishek and the whole team there in India of DD India. Well, there are 4 films that are screening in the Cannes Film Festival in the competition section. Remember, there are 22 films in all that are competing for the Palme d'Or, which is given to the director of the best film. The awards will be given out on the 25th of May. That's when the festival concludes. So the 4 films are Emilia Perez, Limonov, The Ballad, there is Caught by the Tides, and there is a 4th one as well, The Substance. So these 4 movies are screening. As far as Emilia Perez is concerned, I saw a lot of interest around it. There were many people holding placards of Emilia Perez, some asking for tickets, some writing in their phones, simply Emilia Perez. Now this is a musical crime comedy. It stars Selena Gomez, and this is around Mexican drug cartels. So maybe because of the social relevance that this movie has, there's a lot of interest around it. Many people, like I said, around the Palais des Festivals holding placards. This is the place where most of the cinema is screened of the festival. Then there is, this is of course by French director Jacques Audiard. There's another one by another French director, Kohali Faja, The Substance. Now this is a horror subgenre, and this particular French director is known for The Revenge, The Best. And there is a Chinese movie, Caught by the Tides, and that is a fragile love story that is set in China, that starts in the early 2000s and shows times to the present day. Now this has a new perspective towards contemporary China, as well as towards individual experiences that are shaped by turmoil, both emotional as well as social. And of course there is a Russian director Kirill, whose Limonov, The Ballad, will be screening in the competition section. This is around a Russian poet who lives in New York. So these are the 4 films, and tomorrow a lot of focus is also going to be on India, because in the Uncertain Regard section there is Sandhya Suri's Santosh, which is screening there. This is a debut in feature filmmaking in the narrative form. So a debut in narrative feature filmmaking, really. Now her documentary in the past has already screened in the competition section in the Sundance Festival in 2006. That was Her India. So For India, I beg your pardon. So For India has already screened in the Sundance Film Festival, and this is basically a co-production between India, France, as well as UK. She's a British-Indian filmmaker, and a respected one at that. She's an FTII alumna. So a lot really to look forward to today as well as tomorrow.
All right, Munmun, also talking about Bharat at Cannes. Over the years, Indian cinema has been well represented in the Cannes Film Festivals, and many Indian films have been chosen for varied sections and have won praise from critics. Tell us, how is India doing at the festival this year?
Well, India has made its mark after 30 years. A film is competing for the Palme d'Or. It is Payal Kapadia's All We Imagine Is Light. Now that is going to screen in the next few days. 23rd, the first screening is expected. One is that also Santosh Sivan, an Indian cinematographer, will be getting the Pia Anjaneyoo Award. That is also expected around the 23rd of this month. It's the first time that an Indian cinematographer is going to be honored with this tribute. Having said that, Sandhya Suri's Santosh, I told you, will be screening in Uncertain Regard section tomorrow, and there is Karan Kandhari's Sister Midnight that is going to screen in Director's Fortnight, and Manthan has already screened in the Cannes Classic section. It's come in for rave reviews. Many people who saw it said that they didn't know that such a classic really existed, and they wanted it to reach more people. And in fact, on the 1st of June, which is World Milk Day, India will be releasing that in Indian theatres in 70 Indian cities in 4K. Now this has been restored, and it's been a cumbersome, tough process. Mr. Dungarpur, who is the founder director of Film Heritage Foundation, spoke on the complexities of the restoration process. So all in all, India has made a mark. It could also be because of the strong relationship that India shares with France. It's a strong strategic partnership led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and French President Emmanuel Macron. So it could be a reflection of that as well. Of course, there is the creative and cinematic genius of India, which is making all this possible, which is really at the forefront.
Absolutely. Indian cinemas have been creating buzz. Thank you, Munmun. We'll leave it at that. But yes, we'll keep taking updates from you.